Good afternoon, friends. Till now, we have studied what are derivative contracts and what are its particular properties. We have also studied what are forwards. Now, we will concentrate our attention on what are future contracts. Future contracts are like that forward contracts, but they are more standardized. Standardized means they have specified quantity and they have specified quality as well. For example, we are purchasing a gold contract, so the quality of gold means whether it is 18 carat, 20 carat, 24 carat, it has to be specified, plus its lot size has to be specified. Plus, second important thing is it the dealing takes place through recognized exchanges, recognized derivative exchanges in India. Also, the delivery date and procedure, price quoted, everything has to be standardized. Although delivery date and these things are also specified in case of forward contracts, but they are more specified in case of your future contracts. For example, there are three examples. We have studied there is a long position and there is a short position. Long means to buy and short means to sell. A person A or a company A has purchased some a derivative contract for a $10 and has sold it for $12. So overall its profitability is $2. Similarly, B, in case of B, loss is 4, and in case of C, profit is again 2. Friends, these prices day 1, day 2, day 3 represent the prices, spot prices of a particular contract on day 1, day 2, and day 3. In future contracts can be of different types, means stock contracts, because we are dealing in financial contracts. So stock, which particularly shares, equity shares. So these are the contracts where underlying asset is a share, is a equity. On the other hand, we have commodity future tradings or commodity future contracts where the your underlying asset is either your metals like gold, it energy like crude oil, or its agriculture commodity like soybean, dhania, etc. Or we can have contracts on indexes like most important indexes like Sensex, Nifty. So we can have derivative contracts on that means underlying asset here in this form of derivatives is some sort of an index, financial index. Closing of future position is not easy like that of a forward contract where the default risk or financial risk is very high, because in these contracts we have margins. Means when you enter into these contracts you have to deposit a particular amount in the form of margin. So uh, whenever a particular person default here, so it has to surrender its margin. So in this case, means in forward contracts we have studied that there is no margin. So as such, whenever a particular person defaults, so there is no security, so margin act as a security. So whenever you earn profit, for example in our example here, you have earned profit of 2 rupees, so that will be added to your account in which margin is kept. And if you have incurred losses, for example $4, so that amount has to be deducted from this particular account. So accordingly, daily settlement takes place of profit and loss, and this process is called as marking to the market. So marking to the market is an important process which takes place only in case of your derivative contracts, in case of future contracts only. So there are certain terminologies like contract size. So size of contract is standardized here. So it comes in lot size. So lot size has to be decided, means कितने shares, मीन्स एक लॉट में होंगे, कितना गोल्ड एक लॉट में होगा, या अब कितना फॉर एग्जांपल इंडेक्स एक लॉट में होंगे. So that has to be specified. And overall, if a particular organization is going to purchase, so it has to purchase in the multiple of these lots, means 500 1000 1500 likewise. Then contract cycle. So contract cycle, it is a little more technical, so we will study it more on the next topics to come. But contract cycle, from the date of start of a contract till its expiry, so that cycle is called as a contract cycle. Expiry date, it has usually Thursday of every month, because if it is a 1 month contract, so usually Thursday of 1 month is considered as a expiry date, day on which the delivery has to be there. So mostly friends, we know in derivative contracts delivery don't takes place. Mostly people settle down it financially only, so they take profit or loss home, that is the only thing. But if a particular organization or a person want to take delivery, so they can take a delivery of a particular thing. Then there is an important term called strike price. It is simply a agreed price or delivery price at the end, and at the price in which you are going to deliver a particular thing, or you are going to buy that particular financial instrument. Similarly, cost of carry is a strike price, means today we are deciding a future price. So similarly, future price, particularly we have a current price today. Today we have a current price of a particular commodity, and on today on only, for example, the price of gold is 40,000. If price of gold is 40,000 today, but we are selling a future contract for 41, so cost of carry is 41 minus 40,000. That means 1,000 is your cost of carry. Um, so strike price and cost of carry is very important terms. Then margins, I have told you at the beginning, when you enter into a contract, it you have to deposit a particular amount of money with the clearing house, uh, as a in order to minimize the risk of default, because when you think then market conditions are not good, and you don't feel like exercising your contract, so in that case you may default, but simultaneously the counterparty will get a particular amount which is called as a margin. So margin has to be deposited, usually 10%. मोस्टली इट इज़ 10% ऑफ कंट्रैक्ट साइज, जितना भी आपने कंट्रैक्ट का साइज किया उसका 10% का जो अमाउंट है वो दैट हैज़ टू बी डिपॉजिटेड एज ए मार्जिन विद द क्लियरिंग हाउस. So margin maintenance is very important, because we are saying that every day we are marking to the market. So based on the marking to the market, margin कम होगा, margin बढ़ेगा. So if margin falls short, so there you will get a call from the clearing house that come and deposit your margin. So you have to maintain that margin. Marking to the market, daily settlement of profit and loss is a marking to the market. It's a very important thing in future contracts. So this is a simple comparison. You can see from this comparison what are forward contracts are not having all these things, whereas future contracts are having these most of these things. So this for quick revision, you can differentiate between forwards and futures. Now the next type of financial derivatives are options. Friends, we have studied that in case of forward or in case of futures, there are two parties. One take a long position and another is going to take a short position. So means both the parties has it's their obligation to perform their respective duties, whether to deliver a particular commodity, or whether to pay a particular amount. So both the contracts give obligations to the both the parties, but we have another type of contracts where it is not the obligation of the parties, it is not the obligation of the contract buyer, but it's right. मीन्स कि वो ज़रूरी नहीं है, जो ऑप्शन ख़रीद रहा है उसके लिए ज़रूरी नहीं है कि वो ऑप्शन को मीन्स उसको एक्सरसाइज करे, अगर उसको लग रहा है कि मार्केट कंडीशंस आर नॉट गुड, नॉट इन हिज फेवर, सो वो नहीं भी कर सकता है. सो इन दिस कंट्रैक्ट ऑप्शन बायर गेट ए its option, means holder has a right, not its obligation to buy or sell. So holder means I have purchased an option. So I am an option holder, जिससे मैंने परचेज किया है, इट इज़ कॉल्ड एज ऑप्शन राइटर. सो अब मैंने ऑप्शन खरीदा है. ऑप्शन में बाय का भी खरीद सकता हूँ और सेल का भी खरीद सकता हूँ. आई कैन परचेज एन ऑप्शन आइदर टू बाय और टू सेल. So in both the cases either I can buy option or I can sell option. So अब मुझे लग रहा है कि अगर मैंने बाय किया है ऑप्शन, ऑप्शन बाइंग मीन्स इट्स कॉल ऑप्शन, means I buy a call option, means option to buy. Put option means bought an option to sell. So either means call option gives a buyer the right but not obligation to buy a quantity of underlying asset at the price before particular. So put is reverse of that. सो उसी के बेसिस पे ये मेरा अब राइट बन गया कि वेदर मैं ऑप्शन को यूज़ करूं कि ना करूं. तो मार्केट कंडीशन ठीक होंगी तो मैं यूज़ करूंगा, नहीं ठीक होंगी तो नहीं यूज़ करूंगा साइमल्टेनियसली, क्योंकि हर कंट्रैक्ट का एक टाइम है, 1 मंथ, 2 मंथ, 3 मंथ. सो देयर आर टू टाइप ऑफ ऑप्शंस. वन इज़ यूरोपियन ऑप्शन, अनदर इज़ अमेरिकन ऑप्शन. सो यूरोपियन ऑप्शन जो है इट इज़ एक्सरसाइज्ड ओनली ऑन द मैच्योरिटी डेट. उससे पहले, ये एक्सपायरी डेट से पहले इसको हम एक्सरसाइज नहीं कर सकते. वेयर एज अमेरिकन ऑप्शन गिव अस एन ऑप्शन कि हम इसको एक्सपायरी डेट से पहले भी इसको हम एक्सरसाइज कर सकते हैं. तो जब तक उससे पहले एक्सरसाइज करने का मतलब है कि हम ऑप्शन एक्सपायर होने से पहले भी हम उसको एक्सरसाइज कर सकते हैं. साइमल्टेनियसली फॉर एग्जांपल हमने एक कॉल ऑप्शन परचेज किया है. वी कैन सी एन एग्जांपल. सो जब हमने कॉल ऑप्शन परचेज किया है, सो इट गिव्स मी ए राइट टू बाय. कॉल मीन्स राइट टू बाय. सो राइट टू बाय 100 रिलायंस शेयर्स एट ए प्राइस 300 प्राइस जो है दैट विल बिकम स्ट्राइक प्राइस एट एक्सपायरी डेट, मीन्स 3 मंथ इज इट्स एक्सपायरी डेट. करंट मार्केट प्राइस आपका क्या है, 250. तो जैसे फ्रेंड्स हमने पढ़ा 250 इज इट्स करंट प्राइस और जो स्ट्राइक प्राइस है वो 300. सो बेस्ड ऑन दिस कि फ्यूचर में मार्केट कंडीशन क्या होगी, आई मे एक्सरसाइज दिस थिंग और आई मे नॉट एक्सरसाइज दिस थिंग. ऑल्सो जैसा हमने फ्यूचर में देखा, इन फ्यूचर्स वी हैव ए मार्जिन, हियर वी हैव ए प्रीमियम. सो वी हैव टू डिपॉजिट ए प्रीमियम, फॉर एग्जांपल 25 रुपीज़ पर शेयर. तो मुझे 100 शेयर्स खरीदने हैं तो 25 अगर रुपीज़ एक प्रीमियम देना है एक शेयर पे, टोटल प्रीमियम इज़ 2500. सो 2500 मुझे प्रीमियम भी रखा है. तो बेस्ड ऑन दिस थिंग इट विल डिसाइड वेदर मुझे प्रॉफिट होगा कि लॉस होगा. सो यू सी वी हैव क्रिएटेड टू कंडीशन. वन इज़ इफ़ मार्केट प्राइस गोज़ टू 400, सो मुझे बाय करना है, बाय मैं 300 में खरीद रहा हूँ. सो आई स्पेंड दिस मच एंड आई एम सेलिंग एट दिस मच. सो ओवरऑल प्रॉफिट इज ₹7500 अगर मार्केट कंडीशन ऐसी होती है. ऑन द अदर हैंड इफ मार्केट कंडीशंस आर लाइक दिस, मीन्स प्राइस ड्रॉप फ्रॉम 250 टू 200, देन द ऑप्शन इज नॉट टू एक्सरसाइज, क्योंकि मैं 300 का परचेज करने के बाद I am selling it for 200 rupees, so I am already incurring losses of 10,000 rupees, plus I have already paid a premium. So मेरा जो लॉस है वो 10,000 प्लस प्रीमियम इज 12,500 हो जाएगा. सो बेटर नॉट टू एक्सरसाइज दिस एंड आई विल लूज दिस अमाउंट ऑफ मनी. दिस इज ए केस ऑफ कॉल ऑप्शन. सो फ्रेंड्स, this is options, means it gives us a right whether to exercise or not to exercise. So it create unlimited profits and limited losses. So this is all about your options. We will study swaps in our next video. Thank you so much.